Hey everyone, welcome to my tarot video, for the week of the 28th of April. Today's Friday. We're heading into the May Bank holiday weekend here, and we're working up towards Bealtaine, and we're working up towards full moon as well. Next week sometime, I'm not sure of the date. I'm actually wired today energetically. Busy, and a bit of Mercury retrograde thrown in because it feels like I'm just like running around and not getting that much done. So all the orders that people have purchased actually from my lovely sprays, the rest of them are going to go in the post tomorrow. So if you haven't gotten an email to say it's been shipped, you'll get one tomorrow. And then there's a bank holiday on Monday. So but like, thanks so much. Like, they're very popular, and like, to be honest with you, it's great stuff. I love it. I can't do a reading now these days without it, because you could just really feel the difference. Like, okay, so let's have a look, see what the cards have to say for this week. Okay, I'm doing Celtic Cross again. Okay, swift movement anyway. Swift movement. Okay, are people feeling under pressure? It's almost like there's a bit of stress energy in this reading, is what I would say. But like, what it is that like it's stress from being busy. So it's kind of like, be careful what you wish for. But also as well within this, I'm seeing, I've got the Hermit here, which is right in the center of in the base of the spread. And I don't know if some people out there have been feeling a bit alone or on their own, or just that like suddenly, they thought they were in a group and then no, they're not, or things have changed, or things haven't gone to plan, and suddenly there's like massive need for introspection. What I would say is that if there has been disappointments in the past, we are heading into, and the eclipse actually, the eclipse energy is still playing out, because we're heading into, isn't it on the full moon, isn't there a solar eclipse, which apparently might be the messy one. I don't know. Astrology friends, again, jump in there. Madison. Madison, my friend, is an astrologer. But what I would say is that, where was I? Sorry, I went off. Like, yes, the eclipse energy is bringing massive endings for people in like lots of different ways in their lives. But also, there's just so much energy flying around in this reading, actually. And that's the... So what I would say is everything that people have been putting into place, or that they feel that they're starting to put into place, they are going to start seeing the seeds, reaping the benefits, and the seeds grow quite soon, actually. And it does feel like it's within the next 3 weeks. That's a love card there. I'm going to put that separate. I don't know why I feel that's a love card there. And I know I keep on saying the same thing over and over and over again about romance for people, but look, I'll stop now. Oh, no, I won't stop. People love romantic reading. But what I'm feeling from this reading, okay, is if people have been holding off on doing something that they've been thinking about doing for a while, or they've just done the first part and now they're waiting to do the second part, and they're like, or they're leaving, everything till the last minute, or it's over there. What I would say is, please, now is the time. Now is the time. There's no point in, it's never the right time to do something if your confidence is at you. Do you know what I mean? So it does feel like I've got a 7 of Pentacles here, and I've got an Ace of Swords there, or 4 swords there. It does feel like people have been putting certain things on hold. Don't mind the Mercury retrograde, or this whole thing about Mercury retrograde. It can get very negative, but often I find in Mercury retrogrades, there can be lots of positive stuff happen as well, and it's a really good time to finish off things. It's a great time for clearing out. It's a great time for clearing out your house. It's a great time to slow down, and that's what these cards are about. But also as well, what they're saying is that if there's things that you've been putting off, now is the time to do them. Okay, sorry, I know maybe I'm giving mixed messages there, but that's Mercury retrograde. Confusion! But at the same time, there's very, very high energies at the moment. Okay, so what's up next? Okay, this is an interesting one now that I hardly ever, don't usually touch on too much in my readings. Has there been many people crossing over as in making their exits, kicking the bucket, as George Harrison used to say. Sorry, big fan of George Harrison. And I was watching a documentary there recently and he said kick the bucket and I was like, oh my god, I haven't heard that in ages. He was talking about Roy Orbison kicking the bucket. But what I would say is, and sorry, I know I sound flippant, but I do talk about death an awful lot in my readings because I do mediumship, and it does feel like it's almost, do you know what the vibes I'm getting from this now? You know the energies that are around All Souls Day or the 1st of November around Samhain. It feels like, and there's a bit of fairy energy thrown in here as well. It feels like either there has been, now this doesn't mean that like this is in the future. It just feels that like there may have been a few exits over the last couple of weeks. And I always say that during Mercury retrogrades, people often do make their exits, and during eclipses. But also as well, I feel like people's loved ones are really, really coming in strongly. So if you're getting messages, or if you're like, God, that like, what was that smell? That smelled like, certain loved one, or what was that sound, or there's their favourite song, or they are communicating at the moment. I know it's not the classical time of year, but that's one of my yes cards. So it will be a very good time if you've got loved ones out there to go visit their grave or do something to celebrate them. Or maybe you've got people's birthdays coming up and people's anniversaries. It feels like more like birthdays. But what I would say as well is that, and they're telling me to say it, and I don't know if it's my guides or if it's somebody else's, and it's the this might also be going out to, and this is another unusual one, anybody who has got connections to Mary Magdalene laundries. In Ireland, people will know what that is about. If you're watching this abroad, you might know what that is. Because that's all I keep on hearing. But what I'd say is that they want you to remember them in the most positive way possible. So if you're going to be celebrating a loved one who's passed over or made their exit, like no matter when, do something celebratory for them. Because it does feel like there may have been a lot of pain around the people that I'm speaking to, for the people that I've been left behind. But what they want, and I know grieving is, you can't, people grieve at the lengths of whenever they're meant to. Whenever it's like there's no time span on grieving. But what I would say is that for the next couple of weeks, if you could try and start doing celebratory stuff and positive things, because it does feel like that maybe people have been really, really, really upset over the last while, or suddenly it's like, where is this coming from? They've been gone for like 5 years. What the hell is going on? Why am I crying? What's and they want you to get into the next part of, I wouldn't say grief process, but they want you maybe to take time out from the hurt and the pain and do something celebratory for them. Okay? Right, okay. I'm going to shuffle again now and see what comes up next. Okay. Okay, there's this classic Mercury retrograde card as well as people from the past coming into have an effect in the present and the future. So I don't know if you're bumping into people. Oh yes, love. Sorry, I'm wired again today. Maybe it's just the bank holidays coming up. Ace of Cups. I'm going to put that back into the deck. There's something really ethereal about the Ace of Cups in the Albano weight deck. It's just different to the original Rider-Waite. It's shining, do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's a proper, fated hand is what it feels like to me. I love this deck. And maybe it's the blues, like, do you know? But hang on. Okay, so this is a romance reading. Okay, that's what they wanted to tell for you to know. This is a romance reading. Okay. So people kind of, do you know? There's that feeling. I've got them upside down. Actually, I've got the Hanged Man upside down. That feeling of like, oh my god, it's never going to come. And I think people, they were getting like a bit excited there for a while, and now they're kind of going back into the slump of, am I ever going to meet somebody? So this is for the singletons out there, okay? I'm just going to be straight. This is for the singletons that are watching this, okay? Let's have a little bit of fun with this week. Romance. The lovers. Could be just a weekend of like, you know, good carnal relations and lots of fun for people. And it's about putting the effort in as well, like, and the effort isn't necessarily going on dating apps or anything like that. It's literally just stepping outside the door for some people. Sorry, that's what I shouldn't be laughing, like, but there's a few very funny spirits in the room. Like maybe they're people's loved ones, but and they're having a ball today. They're having the crack. Okay, so literally, if for some people, it's literally just like going outside of your house, like going for walks, being as social as more than normal. Okay, so romance, right? Yeah, that's how the bloody hell are we going to manage that one? Like, do you know what I mean? But there it is. Look, and it's like that's like the hand of God, and it's like it's almost like the Ace of Cups that I was showing you as well, like where it's like just coming in. So it's just about being open to receiving. Now, somebody, you know, so there might be a few nights, no gender attached to this, like, but there might be a night floating in for some people, which is the good carnal relations I was talking about. But as I always say to people, especially the Knight of Wands, they come in and then they go, woo, they're gone again just as quickly. So, but at the same time, that's okay, because it is, you know, sometimes it's good to have a bit of fun. But long term, I do feel like that there's people out there who have been putting an effort into trying to meet somebody. And then obviously there's a few nights around there, so you probably have experienced a few nights. Again, no gender attached to that. But nights are people that don't hang around too long. Do you know what I mean? What we want is kings or queens, because they're more stable and long term. And again, there's a lot of people out there that are starting to get disillusioned again with romance. Ooh, nice emperor there. For the older people who are single, I often say I'd like a nice emperor or empress, because that's like the pinnacle of the person that you could meet. Like, do you know what I mean? And so, yeah. And as well, I think maybe some people may have been finding out stuff about their previous relationships, secrets and stuff like that, or if they're finding out about like just I don't know, just not good behaviours. But people are getting their heads around all of that now, and there's a time of balance coming in. The spiritual work has been done, and also the health and the physical and the emotional well-being work is being done. You still can't fully see when the possibility is going to pop up, but it's definitely going to be happening soon, and there is going to be communication. Don't worry about whether things are competitive or not out there. What I feel is that over the next couple of weeks, this could be about 4 months now, 4 months, there's going to be offers coming in for people, and there's definitely people, there's going to be quite a few long-term relationships popping up. It's just that, and it's for the ones who've been waiting. Because you know the way there's some people out there who just don't want a relationship, and that's fine. And then there's other people who've been waiting, or kind of going like, you know, I'm trying to make an effort, I'm trying to do this. What I would say is that, again, over the next, it feels by the end of the summer, there's fated relationships coming in. And yeah, because I'm going to finish up in this card. Oh, I'm ranting for 15 minutes, sorry. There's fated relationships coming in, and by the end of the summer, it's going to be solidified. and it's really, really popular. And it's actually kind of going out to anybody that are air signs as well. Air signs and earth signs. That's half the zodiac. Air signs and earth signs. So that is Taurus, Virgos, Capricorns, Geminis, Libras, Aquarians. Okay? Now, you can have those all over your chart. So that's just about everybody in zodiac, basically. Rising, moon, and sun. Okay, I'm in a proper wind-up merchant today. Okay, so that's my video for this week. Let me know if that makes any sense to people. And I hope you have a good May Bank holiday weekend, a good Bealtaine, and a really good May Day. I love May Day. Okay, chat to you soon.